when you welcome your bundle of joy into the world, should you grace them with a flawless face? To discuss this, we're joined by broadcasters Naomi Eisted and Claire Muldoon. At the outset, can I just say that I just think talking about what women do around childbirth should be left completely alone. Women are allowed to do whatever they want, and then we'll do another debate on why women are criticised too much. So I'm going to just let you know that that's how I feel right at the outset.
Well, I'm just more concerned that we've got the Labour part of it in when Ed Balls is sitting here.
Well, you know,
that's OK.
I've been through three.
Claire, your view?
Well, look, my view is, like, I'm one of these women who do not put my bins out without some makeup on, and I love a bit of lippy and I love a bit of fake tan, etc., and hair's done. But to be perfectly honest with you, I've had 4 children, and, you know, the most important thing is welcoming a healthy baby and a healthy mum at the end of the labour. Labour is called labour because it's blooming hard work, you know? And we know, and I know that we need to keep standards up, I know everything else, but this is getting to the stage that it's more than pushing out a baby, it's pushing a narrative that's not helpful to many young mums, and 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage. We've got a situation where it's very difficult to actually get pregnant now.
That's got nothing to do with wearing makeup.
But when you're actually getting the child who's very much wanted, hopefully, all these times, you're then saying to people, you're then pushing this narrative that you need to be the best version of yourself.
I'm sorry,
you need
Claire,
to wear lots of makeup.
No, I'm sorry,
you need to be beautiful.
I actually find that really offensive. I think as a woman, it's a woman's prerogative and narrative to have their own birth experience, like you were just saying. And for me personally, when I went into labour, I had had a blow dry the day before, I'd had fake tan, I'd had my hair and I did my hair and makeup. Because I wanted to feel good. And it's about feeling good within, because I'd gone through 9 months of a terrible pregnancy. I felt awful. I didn't feel good, and I wanted to feel good when I was bringing my child into the world.
It's not all about us being mums delivering the child. You have to look at the bigger picture here.
I was looking at the bigger picture.
You're pushing a narrative.
No, I don't think
so. Dangerous.
It's not a dangerous.
That's pushing a narrative for Instagram.
That's absolutely
and social media.
How can that be a narrative that's dangerous to make the most of yourself and be the best version of yourself? Sorry, I don't agree with you at all, Claire.
I was saying earlier, I thought to myself about it. I thought, well, not for me necessarily, but I know for a lot of women, they feel that they lose their identity somehow as an individual once they have a baby, and that is natural. It isn't about you anymore. I do wonder whether for some of the women, at least when you look in the mirror, you look like yourself, even though on the inside and you don't feel like yourself. Is that part of it, do you think? Just a sort of grasping hold of a previous identity before you have the baby? And is that in any way unhealthy, or is that fair?
No, I think it's crucially important, because as a mother, as soon as you have a child, your life changes and you make so many sacrifices. And yes, labour's hard, but life is hard as well. So I make an effort every day, whether it's a school run, whether it's work.
You make an effort with the way you look?
I do. I always make an effort
wrong with
because it makes me feel good within, and that's about my own mental health.
Your issue is what?
The issue that I have is, if you present to give birth to a child and you've got fake nails on, you've got you've got extensions in, fake lashes, the last thing that you really need to be doing is that, because it's actually quite dangerous.
It's not the last thing that you need to be doing.
Hang on a minute. It's actually quite dangerous giving birth. It's a huge thing, and 55% of births are through the normal vaginal deliveries. You've got 12% that are elected C-sections, 13% emergency C-sections.
I've had
Hang
both.
on a minute.
I've had both.
And then the oxygen transmitters, you cannot go through shellac nails.
And I tell you what was interesting.
And also, women's the pallor of their skin.
We all stuck
is also an indicator.
Sorry, we're not talking about shellac nails here. We're talking about making the best version
let's have a look at some of the
before you
Some
go
of the videos are about having all of the manicures and the pedicures.
They are.
One of the issues, I'm interested in what you said there, Claire, because I remember when I had my son, the thought of anything going near his... Because they're so pure and so fresh. The idea that anybody would wear lipstick and kiss my son when he was born was an anathema to me. I was just like, I've got to... You know, my friends are coming, I hope you're not wearing any makeup. Because the idea of makeup touching this new skin was a worry to me. Did that worry you at all?
Well, in contrast, I had had a fake tan and I was breastfeeding. So I've had both a natural birth and I've had a C-section as well. And I had had a fake tan before the birth, and I breastfed both my children. However, when I breastfed Rocco, the tan actually stained his hair initially. So after that, I realised, OK, I'm not having a fake tan until I've stopped breastfeeding.
So even for you, did you think you went a bit far?
No,
like you shouldn't have had a fake tan.
No, not at all.
But you didn't go for between contractions?
No, I did top up my makeup.
Between
contractions?
Yeah, because it was a long... I was in labour for 38
You were bored?
hours.
Were you bored in between
I was completely bored. So I was making...
incredible.
You know, I was doing my makeup, reading...
I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, I think that's amazing to have had the thought.
Because I think it's also, like you said, for women, it is such a life-changing experience having children. And why wouldn't we help our mental health by being the best version of ourselves
Claire,
at all times? It's very easy. Sorry, can I just finish? Yeah. It's very easy to be a lazy person and to lower your standards. But if I'm going to...
Who are you calling lazy?
No, I'm just saying, if you don't want to make an effort, some people don't want to make an effort, some people don't want to...
You're saying if you don't put makeup on during birth, you're lazy?
No, not at all.
I'm saying you're lazy.
No, I'm saying that in life, if you don't want to make an effort, that is your choice. But I'm the sort of person that does make an effort, and I make an effort with everything I do. And a professional sports person is going to make an effort every day of their life.
Look, you cannot compare and contrast having a child with being a professional sports person. That you just cannot do it. It's the most natural thing in the world. It doesn't feel like it at the time. But, you know, and I can't reiterate this enough, please, Naomi, do not push a narrative that puts young mums and women under pressure to be the best version of themselves
I'm pushing a narrative
under your lens,
that's very popular,
and your optic.
There seems to be a lot of women
doesn't
around
always
the world.
make it right, though, does it? I do wonder whether there is the part of what you're saying there is that the need to post on Instagram almost immediately.
That's it.
Whilst you're still in hospital, not even waiting to go home. Whether that's part of
Randy,
the issue that you
you've
have.
got it nail on the head, because that was from the article that we're here to debate today. Because it was in that article that women were saying, yes, I'm doing this. One of the quotes was, when my child was born, I wanted the child to look at me as a queen. For heaven's sake, children can hardly see when they're born. This isn't about the child. This is about the mum. And look, I'm sorry, you can look...
That's that mother's
you
personal
can look for,
opinion. She's allowed to have that opinion.
Well, not saying she can,
society.
but she's promoting it. And the other thing is, why can't we, as mums, as new mums, look forward to, once we've got the baby established, going to get our hair done, get everything else done, as a treat? Because I'll tell you, it's a long slog.
Yes.
9 months up, 9 months down.
Well, it's actually life. It's actually
Ed,
life, isn't it? So
I don't know if Yvette put makeup on just after our first child was born, because I was so exhausted I fell asleep. So
there you go. That's a whole other debate.
Me and the baby fell asleep and Yvette had a cup of tea, but I don't know if she put makeup on.
Naomi and Carol, I mean, I was thinking, what this debate? Now I'm fully invested in it. You've made me totally interested in every aspect of this conversation, so I appreciate that.
I just told the girls in makeup, if this is the trend, they should go and stand outside Chelsea Westminster maternity unit. They'll be a fortune.
Lovely. Thank you to both of you.